But in terms of foreign policy, perhaps it's a little bit of a biased interview, but I think you're the greatest president of my lifetime.
You're goddamn right.
What are you looking at when you enter your next term to stopping the escalation?
Well, first of all, I'm the only one that is going to stop World War III, because this man can't put two sentences together.
Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
Doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know where he is. And amazingly, it seems like he's going to be running.
I was about to say he seems to be doing the trick. It's gone. He's gone twice, and he's gone a third time.
A lot of people say, do you think he'll make it to the starting gate? Well, we'll see what happens.
Is he trying to claw some... No, he's gone again.
I don't want to see wars. I think it's so horrible, so unnecessary.
Never been. If you want to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
And destroying these countries, you know, you're destroying culture. When you look at Ukraine, that would have never happened if I were president.
And just taking a few photographs to commemorate the occasion before they pop into the First National Bank of Canada to withdraw some cash for Vladimir.
You look at the October 7th attack on Israel, it would have never happened.
Get your knees up, get your knees up, stepping on, get your knees up, stepping on, every reason, every rhyme, get your knees up, Palestine.
And you've gotten so much out of me, I should leave a little bit for the speech, don't you think?
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. And last night, old Timmy Pool, shout out Tim Pool. Really proud of you. Had probably the biggest interview that any YouTuber's ever gotten. And interviewed Donald Trump. And there was some very interesting back and forths on it, as well as a hot mic moment at the end of the interview that a lot of people are posting about and trying to spin it like it was some insane thing. We're going to look at all that. But first and foremost, congratulations to Tim Pool. I know I've been obviously critical over the years of Tim on various things, but also I've been very open and upfront and honest that he's paved the way for people like me, his business model, and for people after me. And you've just got to respect a million times what he's done. Now he's gone from, just sitting in his beanie compound to interviewing Donald Trump, who is a former and current running for the president, very likely to be the next president of the United States of America. So congratulations, Tim. The media obviously circling, very, very upset that Tim got this interview, to be honest with you, because, Donald Trump doesn't sit down with a lot of people. I think, interestingly, in the interview, Tim actually starts out by saying basically like, hey, I didn't vote for you in 2016, which is sad. I don't know who in the hell he thought was better at that time. I mean, I know he didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, so, I don't know. But interesting, you see, the Voz media, Mediaite, all these people. Trump suggests, all this stuff I want to talk about, some of the top moments. Trump calls star-struck podcaster beauty when he reminds Trump, you complimented my face. What? Like, what? This is the articles that are coming out. It feels like salt. Feels like salt. Former President Donald Trump praised podcaster Tim Pool, calling him a beauty after Pool reminded Trump they met at Mar-a-Lago, where Trump complimented my face. He said on the most recent edition of Timcast IRL, Pool and his co-host taped their show on Saturday from the Libertarian Party convention in Washington, D.C., hours before Trump was practically booed off the stage. Trump won the Libertarian convention. He also delegitimized the Big L Libertarian movement for the next 6 years, I think. Anybody who leans conservative that also lean libertarian, which is somebody who is me, and I highly doubt I'm the only person that does that, watching who they nominated, a pro-jab, pro-lockdown, pro-open borders loser, pro-transing kids, that's who the Big L Libertarian Party voted. I will never associate with the Libertarians publicly for probably ever again, but at least until that party is completely reformed, I'll stick with the little L Libertarian type of views. But, they had a huge opportunity, obviously, to win over a lot of conservative-leaning people that would definitely have considered libertarian votes post-Trump, and instead they acted like a bunch of petulant children. and then nominated perhaps the worst imaginable person for anybody who's pro-liberty anyway. The wide-ranging interview lasted almost 17 minutes, but it kicked off with Trump causing a noticeable shift in the show's atmosphere as co-host Hannah Claire caught a glimpse of him entering and offered a stunned greeting. A little bit off-camera commotion. Poole could be heard greeting Trump and reminding him of their meeting at Mar-a-Lago a few weeks earlier. Hannah Claire, I'm really grateful to be part of the team. Here at Timcast News on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Claire.B on Instagram. I'm Claire.B on Twitter. Thanks so much for this conversation. Hi, President Trump. Tim Poole, ladies and gentlemen, President Donald J. Trump. Crosstalk Trump. Hey, how are you? Good. This is your seat that we have for you right here. Oh, okay, how are you? Nice to see you. Trump, I'm very good. Nice to see you. We met at Mar-a-Lago a couple weeks ago. Trump said, I remember. Yeah, you complimented my face. I really do appreciate it. You're a beauty. I mean, just classic. This is why Trump's the best. Like, I get it. Like, obviously, even, I don't agree with all of his policies. I don't agree with a lot of the things he says and does. But when he's on, man, he's just legendary. He's one of the best. He's like primetime Bill. Say, obviously, we know a lot more about Bill Clinton now than we did then. But in that 90s era, he was like a superstar. Thanks for sitting down. I appreciate it. I'll get it. Okay. So that makes the news. But what is some other things that happened in the interview? Well, I think the biggest one, we'll talk about the hot mic moment in a second. The biggest one is about Julian Assange. Many people hoped Donald Trump would pardon Julian Assange during his first term. He never did that. Also, many people talking about pardoning Ross, the creator of Silk Road, which I think he absolutely should hashtag free Ross. The man got 2 life sentences plus whatever for creating a freaking website, which is insane. A protocol that some people used for bad purposes. But you see in this interview, let's look at the clip.
More big one. Will you pardon Julian Assange?
I think I want to give Tim credit for asking like some real questions,
Well, I'm going to talk about that today, and we're going to give it very serious consideration. And we're going to have a couple of other things to say in the speech that I think you're going to love.
I've heard some rumors.
And you've gotten so much out of me, I should leave a little bit for the speech, don't you think?
Mr. President, it is an honor and a privilege. I really do appreciate it.
Now, I think there's some confusion there because he does go up to speak. He doesn't go up and talk about Julian Assange. He talks about Ross, who is the guy who is a creator of Silk Road, who was wildly over-sentenced and should be pardoned. Absolutely. I think that Donald Trump may have confused Julian Assange with Ross there. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean he won't pardon Julian Assange. I think he just got confused there. Ross Ulbricht, he tried to make a world a more peaceful place by creating a website that allowed people a safe way to exchange goods and services with little risk. I was given 2 life sentences plus 40 years. That's what he got for creating essentially a website. I think that was a great clip. Then we get to Trump's talks on illegals, which by all recent polling is the number one issue going into the election, that and the economy. Obviously, the economy is basically always a top 3 issue. I think you could probably drill down on the economy and talk more about inflation, the price of goods at the grocery store, the price of fast food. I mean, this is something that, I just cracked my neck like so good. I never cracked my neck. That was fun. I wonder if you heard that on the mic. Anyway, the interesting, Maggie heard it. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, he said here, we need mass deportation of illegals with the help of local police. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to have to basically give them incredible rights.
Surprisingly, immigration is a top issue for them now.
Well, because they look and they're like, they took our jabs.
Talking to a young guy, he's 26. He says he's watching what's going on in New York. He owns a business. He can't afford to buy his own house. He struggles to be able to support a family. And I know that you've said that there's going to be the largest deportation effort in your next term. How do we do it?
So millions and millions of people are coming into a country. and it's not necessarily exactly what we want or had in mind.
Uh-huh.
They have open borders where people just flow in. And many of those people are coming from prisons. Many of those people, frankly, are murderers and they're drug dealers. And
True.
they're coming from mental institutions. And they're coming from places that are not going to work very well. It's not going to be very good for our country. So we're going to start with that, and we have to get them out. No country can sustain what we're going through. I believe the number is 15, 16 million, could even be 17 million people right now.
Is
And
that?
that's more than that's bigger than almost all of our states.
I think it's freaking out young people. Do we? How do we do it though? I mean, is it going to be new personnel? Do we?
It will really be done with local police. You know, the respect has been taken away, the honor has been taken away from our police forces. They're not allowed to do anything. And whether it's libertarian or not libertarian, people have to have law and order. You can't have 500 people walking into a department store and just walking out with everything they have.
That's true, but that's not illegals doing that. Like, so he's talking about bringing back law and order, which I actually think will definitely ring true to obviously the suburban moms. It will ring true to people like me who, you know, while I am not directly affected by a lot of the chaos that people see, I'm not stupid. You know, I don't look at the news and think, you know, I don't think just because it doesn't affect me directly, it's not important. I worry about my viewers' safety out there. You know, a lot of people who live in the city, people say, just leave the city. Like Tim would often suggest, it's not so easy for people to just leave the city. It's not so easy for people to just quit their job because they're requiring the jab. These are the like real people having to make real difficult decisions. There are millions of people out there that got the jab and didn't want to. I don't look down on them. There are millions of people that live in cities, especially Democrat-run ones, that are falling apart and can't leave. And these people are a great opportunity for whoever's running for president. It's a great opportunity for them to appeal to these individuals and offer them peace and safety. Imagine living in New York City where people are like shoving people in front of subway trains and then getting out an hour later from prison or from jail, booking, and then doing it again. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of examples of this happening. This is not just some crazy right-wing theory. This is the reality. And at some point, all these woke judges that are with these catch and release programs, all this kind of stuff, they have no accountability, right? Well, we just had some Tollywood star from General Hospital yesterday lose his life to some idiot losers who were stealing his catalytic converter. And the news media reported it as his mistake. It was his fatal mistake. No, I would bet you a large sum of money that these losers were arrested before. I bet you a large sum of money that they are probably not migrants or immigrants. They're probably local citizens who don't ever suffer any consequences for their crimes. I get it. You can't put everyone in prison. But the fact of the matter is, without a stick, without a penalty, people are just willingly breaking the law. And they know there's no penalty, so why would they ever stop? There's literally no incentive to stopping. And that's what Americans see right now. It's all over the news. And now it's getting getting national coverage. And so somebody who talks about actual issues that affect, everybody in America, I think is going to resonate really well. You can see this Trump's hot mic moment after Tim Pool's podcast. Thoughts? So they're trying to like make it that.
We better win. We're not going to have a country.
Yeah.
We better win.
He looks pretty good, actually. He looks like he's in good shape. The best shape he's been in a while. I don't necessarily know if that's embarrassing. That sounds like something that he's probably said at rallies. That's something he's been saying forever. I think, it seems about right. We need you back. He's right. Hot mic, he's as concerned as we all are, truth be spoken. I mean, he's saying that off mic. That tells you he at least believes it when he's saying it. He's not just blustering. So, yeah, I mean, I hope people vote this year. I hope people vote for somebody that's going to keep them safe. And I hope that, whatever party it is, looks at what's happening in this country right now, and then in 2028 runs somebody who's moderate, who actually cares about Americans and cares about our safety and cares about our cost of living and cares about our economy and cares about our ability to succeed and cares about the Internet Bill of Rights and things of that nature. So, yeah, great job, Timmy. Great interview, great talking points and nuggets of information from Donald J. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it. If you made it this far in the video, if you haven't subscribed or followed yet, please do. It matters. It helps so much. And join me live at 5:30 Eastern over on Quartercast, which is a YouTube channel, or preferably over on the Mean Green R site, which you see listed. You know the Mean Green website that everybody hates. I'd like to see you there too. Talk to you again real soon.